is good, my people, my peeps? Y'all get on in here. This is just a random talk, just a random chat. Hope, I hope it doesn't turn into a rant. Okay, let's pray it don't. Let's pray it doesn't turn into a rant. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing this evening? I think we all been played. We all just been got. I think I sat here and let too much build up on my mind. They just too much going on, y'all. So I hope this random talk, this random chat doesn't turn into a rant. But I'm gonna get into it. Hold on. Ooh. Yeah. Some lip gloss on because I'm gonna do a lot of talking. Let me light an incense to woosah to relax. You know, first and foremost, I don't know who is using my StreamYard to record me through my StreamYard, but I think I should write StreamYard and see if we can find out how many times we do actual recordings and see if they keep records of when the recordings start and finish, and besides the ones we keep, besides the ones we have. So anyway, just yeah, I was thinking my plans were to go and to do a studio broadcast, but I'm just being so lazy. And it's not that I'm lazy. I'm just tired, lazy, because I've been doing a lot. And so I was supposed to do a broadcast. My intentions were to go into the studio and do a broadcast, right? What's good, Truth Serum? Are you going to have some people on from a different point of view? Or are you going to just run? Or am I just going to run my mouth? Yes, I have people on this open mic night. You want to come on? Hold on. Let me find the link. Don't come on here. Don't start. Don't miss. Won't be no miss. Okay. Let me see if I can find the link. Because I'm on StreamYard. Do I have to go back out to get the doggone link? Let me see. Hold on. I went to the wrong thing. Yes. That was funny. What is this little thing right here? Y'all, okay, first of all, let's just get it. Let's just make it plain. I can't see this stuff. I don't even know what that little emoji is. True Serum. Hold on. But I'm gonna put the link in the in the chat if you want to come in the room. I think this will be your first time. Paste. Oh, hold on. This thing act. I want to act up. Paste up. There we go. You should see it in there. Oh, it's a laughing emoji. Okay. Okay, so I'll put it up here. I can't see what it is. And then I have a light coming, you see, this way, child. So yeah, I know. And y'all already know I'm dyslexic. So I got 100 excuses. Okay, I got 100 excuses. And I'm half, I would where my bifocals at? I got 100 excuses. So yeah, it's an open mic night. It's an open chat night. I want to talk about a lot of things. They got us. I think we just all been just hoodwinked. Okay, first of all, I don't know if you guys heard about the Kellogg strike. Because Kellogg's, they told people to go eat cereal for dinner if you can't afford dinner and your grocery bills. So they done started a Kellogg strike so tough, y'all. Kellogg stock has been going down, right? And let me tell you something. This is gonna be all over the place tonight. We're gonna talk about a little bit of everything. Everything that I think about when I'm driving, um, like everything from targeted individuals dating, because I was supposed to start a dating network like last year or the year before last. I ain't started yet. And then I'm just wondering, should I start it? Because Lord, is there real targeted individuals out here for real, for real? But okay, so this is the first random chat about Kellogg's. Okay, Kellogg's have a strike going on, and their doggone stock has plummeted because they want to be funny. They want to be like Queen Antoinette, Marie Antoinette. Y'all know her story. Let them eat cake, and they took her head off. Right? Basically, what happened then is what's happening now. The economy sucks. Okay, and so Kellogg has been losing so much money, y'all. And I was like, oh, too bad. I wasn't really concerned about Kellogg's or name brand stuff. You know how I went over name brand food products. But I wanted some Pop Tarts the other day, y'all. I just went in. And I don't normally just look at the name brands. And there was no name brand on these Pop Tarts. Do y'all see there's no name brand on these Pop Tarts? Right? No. I just picked them up. Okay. Cinnamon Pop Tarts. But I didn't even look to see if they were bioengineered. Hold on, let me see. I didn't look to see if it said bioengineered on here. But nevertheless, I picked up these Pop Tarts just because I wanted some cinnamon Pop Tarts, and plus something quick to eat on the road when I'm out and about doing my thing. How about Kellogg's done got slick, y'all? I'm so tired. Everybody's so doggone slick. Kellogg's done got slick and took the name Kellogg's off the brand, off the top of the Pop Tarts. Y'all think I'm playing? You think I'm lying right now? I got proof. Hold on. I'm going to show you. I was on TikTok coming home, just winding down because that's what I do. That's part of what I do. Hold on, let me slide y'all over real quick. That's part of what I do, just to wind down. And I see this guy, he talking about, oh yeah, the boycott is working, and it's working so well. Kellogg's took the name off of their Pop Tarts and off of their brands, right? So they can try to fool people. That's why I'm like, I don't even know what the name of this doggone live stream is today. I forgot to write it down. But it's it's a chit chat. It's open mic. The link is in the True Storm. You scared? Say you scared. I thought you wanted to come up and talk. I thought you would drop your topic. If you click the link, you can talk to me in the private chat over here. If you want to talk about something specific, if you don't want to talk, drop it in the main chat. But hold on, let me show y'all. Kellogg done got slick, baby. Let me turn this down first of all. Kellogg got slick. They said, "Oh, y'all not gonna buy from us? You shouldn't have ran your mouth like you was big baller shot caller, Kellogg. And now you're suffering." So yeah, they got me, y'all, because y'all know I ain't big on no name brand foods. As long as it's me, I went and picked the Pop Tarts, thinking these just regular Pop Tarts. Ain't got no name on it saying Kellogg. Y'all see it? I done ate. Child, it's only one little pack left. It's only one little pack left. So y'all know I was busting these Pop. I was eating a mess out of these Pop Tarts. Oh, hold on. I do got to guess. I'm sorry, my bad. Hold on. Let me pull you up. I'm so busy talking. I didn't even see you in the building, True Sir. Hold on. I'll add you to the stage. Let's see what you talk about.
You can hear me now, right?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
How you doing?
Yeah,
Welcome in.
I appreciate that. How you doing? Under the circumstances.
I know. I'm hanging in there. Are you hanging in there?
Yeah, well, shit, I got to.
Oh, I know that's right. I know
Man,
that's right.
It's wild.
You
It's
did
crazy, but we got to keep pushing.
right. That is so true. So what you been up to? Talk to me while I look up this doggone Kellogg's thing.
Man, I haven't been up to like me personally. I haven't been up to anything particular like something that's something new. I've been
Nothing
targeting this
new.
thing. Yeah, I've been. I mean, if you're gonna talk about targeting a little bit,
Yeah, we're gonna talk about everything. This is open mic. Go
'cause
ahead, go
I'm all
for it.
open to talk about different things too. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Well, okay. Well, I know you have been on my live stream. Coming into the chat every now and again. So I
yeah.
know that you are a targeted individual. So let's start there. Tell us about your targeting. When did it start?
Well, well, mine went over back in like January 2017. But
27.
but once that once it started, and after a while, a few months, and then I had realized that you know what, they've been doing this to me like a couple years after I got out the military. So it's been like really probably like 17 years.
Oh, so you were in the
You,
military. I was a military brat, and I was married to a soldier. So I don't know. That military thing is suspect.
well, yeah, well, of course. I mean, what they've been studying on soldiers since the what way back to Tuskegee Airmen and all that stuff.
Oh yes, yes sir, yes sir. What branch of military were you, if you don't mind?
No, I
Were
was
you in
Army. I don't mind.
Army? Okay, okay. That's what
I've
I
been on.
know.
I've been on quite a few channels over the years, so I didn't said enough.
Okay. So, how did you know what happened when when they came overt? What let you know like something is off? I know you have military training, but something had to truly let you know.
Yeah, well, when people say military training, it's kind of funny to me because you try to bring that up when it comes to targeting. Man, I don't care if he was I don't care if he was Rambo. It wouldn't even matter because this thing right here, this right here is the most, I'll say,
Sinister.
brilliantly diabolical program that I could have even ever imagined. Like so sophisticated and
Yes.
organized. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Well, what I mean by military training is, you know, we would
Well, you know,
assume like you would know about if somebody was following. You would
right,
kind of
right.
feel
Well,
like
probably
basic
growing up in
stuff.
South Central LA helped me with that, keeping your head on the swivel.
Oh, oh, South Central LA,
Man,
Compton, Compton,
mostly
and South
I
Central.
lived in Compton for about 12 years off of Broadway, between Broadway and Maine over there.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah,
I've been to LA. And my dad was from San Francisco, so we went to San Francisco, LA, and over the uh, San Diego in those areas.
yeah.
So go
So, but
ahead,
yeah,
finish.
yeah. So anyway, yeah. The I guess so. You know, when it first started, what it was is that I was living in Long Beach, and then I started notice like when I was going down to the beach, I used to exercise at the beach a lot, run the stairs and ride my bike and whatnot. And like
Hmm.
people was like holding up their phones and taking pictures of me or whatever, and like staring at me strange. And I was
Hmm.
like, I was just that was just the beginning, and then with the cars is what really sparked it because then
Yeah.
the way they were synchronizing and doing their thing, I was like, what the? I was like, what is this? Like, I was thinking like, damn, is the mob after me? Like, or a gang? But I was like, but I never gang bang. So, and I know if somebody want to get you, they'll just get you. They're not gonna follow
Hmm.
you around all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be wasting resources to follow you around. I mean, if they want to get you, they'll get you. So I
I think
couldn't figure
all
it out.
those thoughts go through our head. Is it the mob, the gang? What is it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So so I'm a disabled vet, right? So I have a decent pension, right? So the thing is like I started flying around. I started going to different countries and seeing what was going on, and
Uh huh.
it follows wherever you go.
I know. Well, I moved thinking I was going to move away out of the apartment that I was in. And it followed me over here, So it's no need to try to run. You're going to have to try to deal with it, basically, you
That's
know?
right. You got to try to find a place where you feel most comfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because all the way
Mm.
down to the little ticky tack things, to where like if a person
Say
living
that
in an
again.
apartment, even down to the little things like choosing where you live. Like after a while, you learn like, okay, if I got people on top of me, if I got people on my right, on my left, or if I can find a spot where it's just a apartment that's separate, like
Right.
duplexes and things like that. That might be a little beneficial to some of the
Now
noise
I
things.
can say that I am in a duplex, and it's better, much better than the apartment situation. Because with apartments, you got people up around, just all around you, basically. I think a duplex is better. That's just my opinion, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, of course. It's, I always just whenever I get to talk to any other TIs, I just try to be like positive and just look at the and look at things for what they are. Because online, I'm online all the time,
Uh
trying
huh.
to talk to other TIs and stuff. But a lot of people, like in my opinion, probably 80% it seems like on Facebook are probably fake. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Because usually a person, if you're isolated and you're a target, right? You would think
Uh
like you would probably want to make friends. Now I know in this program it's hard to say trust people. You don't really. I don't believe in that trust thing anyway.
huh.
I always kind of believe you can love somebody and not trust them because I had a cousin that was on dope back in the 80s and 90s, but he was still my cousin. I loved him, but I didn't trust him.
Right.
You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I
And
I I can understand that. Uh huh.
yeah, so it's like it's the same concept to me with TIs. It's like if you're gonna meet a TI or meet up or something, don't like just let your guard down and just be like, you gonna be my new buddy, or nothing like that. Just
Exactly.
meet the
Exactly.
person.
And I want to I'm gonna let you finish, but when you
Go
finish
ahead.
talking, because I was thinking about what about TIs who want to meet up or TIs who want to date? Because it's been like 8 years since I've been actually on, like, or in an official relationship. Um, and I think you bring up a good point about, we could meet up, talk, and get to know each other. That don't mean I gotta trust you, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead. I'll let you finish what you were
Yeah, I
saying.
mean, I just I helped organize like TI rallies back in 2019. We had a in August 29th. We had the TI day over at Venice Beach.
Oh,
So,
really?
hmm
How
I
did it
have
go?
pictures and stuff of that. If you ever friend me on Facebook,
Oh, hold
huh?
on. Are you True Serum on Facebook?
Nah, it'll say True Serum on the bottom, but I'm Ford. My name's Stanley Ford, but my name's backwards on Facebook. It's Ford, Ford, Stanley.
Right. Do you see the private chat on your end?
Um, uh-uh.
Okay, never mind. Stanley Ford. Because I was gonna say if you didn't want to say your name, you could have wrote it in the private chat, and then I
Nah,
would only be
I don't
able to
mind.
see it.
I don't mind at all.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Ford. Remember, it's backwards, so it's Ford Stanley, and
Oh,
you'll see.
Ford.
Yeah, yeah. So you'll see a picture of. I'll be just like standing up, and there's a beach
I'm
behind
gonna hit you up on Facebook.
me. Yeah, and I can show you the pictures of of the people and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah. So we got together, and things was pretty cool. It was really cool being around a group of people that can understand how you feel and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. And it was cool for the females, the dudes, and you get your normal little. Once you get more than 10 people, you start getting your little small groups. A couple of the women be like, "Oh, this one over here, I ain't feeling that one over there," or people just kind of
Hmm.
be like that. But we can't let that stop us. Like we just got to do our thing. But
Right.
I've always believed that us getting together and at least building some type of rapport, people, TIs, whoever they may be around the world, around the country, around the state, wherever we live, it's like that's so important. It's like if we get to meet 20 people that's supposed to be TIs and only two of them become real cool, I think that's a win-win thing. That's a winning situation.
Right. And I believe that is too. Because we aren't meant. We are social beings. You know what I'm saying? So for us to be isolated, and I think I've isolated myself longer than most, but to be isolated so long is not healthy. Or good for you. What's up, Kabush? How you spell your first name, last Stanley? Because I think I'm spelling it wrong.
Stanley.
Oh, like, okay. Yeah, I
Like
did.
Stanley Tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stanley Tools and
um,
Ford Trucks.
right.
Well, yeah, nobody gave me any royalties, so I don't know what the hell Apostles thinking.
I know, and they probably owe you some. Trust and
You know what I
believe.
mean?
That's
They owe everybody. But let me not even start with that.
Right. That's so true. Are you in California now, Stanley?
Nah, I had moved out here to San Antonio, Texas. I bought
Oh,
a house out
you
here
are
2 years
down
ago.
the road. We got to meet up.
Yeah, that's cool. I moved out
Yeah.
here because I was paying like 1,400, 14 change for a 1 bedroom in Long Beach, and
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
man, yeah, I was like, I got to use my pension for something else. I got to get like, and I was searching and searching for homes, and this house is it's not a huge house, but it's a house, and
Right. Hey, it's better than most because some people ain't got no house.
yeah, I know. Some people ask, how can you do that? And I said, man, come on, man. Like, if you out here, they got the houses 200 grand, 230, and I'm paying less for the mortgage than I was the rent. So
My goodness. Yeah, California is expensive. It
rough.
it's expensive. I mean, I went there and I visited when we were young. And hey, Kabush, I see you. What's up? I visited. We were young, and man, it was like $5 for a hamburger back in 1985.
You talking about you talking about thrifties and shit when they had the 15-cent scoop.
Okay, so I would never ever want to live in California. I would now. It's lovely to visit. I like to travel. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I I don't know. But go ahead, finish telling us about your targeting.
Where did I leave off at? Well, I was just talking about what Ti is getting together and whatnot.
Well, yeah, you were saying that you organized the rallies.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I helped organize a lady named Nina Gonzalez. She was actually pushing forward. She was ahead of that thing, and then I was helping her. Some people that I knew in Long Beach, I was telling them like, hey, you know, we're trying to get together for this Ti rally. La la la. They came. Um, what we did was we had talked to a lady. I can't remember her name right now, but she's on the East Coast, I believe, and she helped us pay for an Airbnb right there on the beach,
Uh huh.
and that we could have for one night. It was like a 3 bedroom with double beds in the rooms and a big ass living room. So for the TIs that were coming up from San Diego or coming from out of town and they don't have cars, and then it would be a long trip back and all that stuff. So they had got donated the money for that, the organization for TIs, and then got that room for the Airbnb for the night, and
Mm-hmm.
it was pretty cool, man. How would I say, man? It's really a good feeling. It like when you talk about your sanity, when you talk about just the camaraderie of being able to talk about, you know, gang stalking or electronic weapons, direct energy weapons, or people that suffer from B2K and all that kind of stuff. And then you can talk to somebody that actually understands exactly what the hell you're talking about,
Right.
and they can feel you. And it's like, once people get over that little stage of the perp thing, because there's always infiltration. I mean, in any group anywhere in the world, there's gonna be infiltration. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
so
So,
true.
you know what I mean? It don't matter what it is. It's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
So we know this. So we have to just move accordingly, and don't be, deal with people with a long spoon sometimes. But
Yeah, I agree with that. There's always going to be infiltration in anything. You are so right about that. And I think people are just scared, especially if they're new to targeting or just, if their targeting is just becoming overt. You still should. Because, I mean, that it'll
that's
shake
just
you up.
frightening. That's just frightening.
Yes. It's like really like a nightmare because it's like my whole life has been a lie. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, in the beginning, and then it takes a while to adjust and then learn the different tactics, and they're going to change it up on you. So can I ask you, do you feel that it is all just organized gang stalking as far as um, with agencies, or do you think that there's a spiritual aspect to it as well?
Definitely. I believe it's mostly technology, but the thing is that when you have technology, the way they have technology,
Mm-hmm.
they can bring this to a spiritual aspect because if you can induce dreams,
Mm-hmm.
if you can manipulate um, like thoughts. I mean, they can manipulate our thoughts. If a person gets V2K and they're subliminally V2King you while you're sleeping, and then you waking up feeling anxiety or you thinking about some bullshit that don't even pertain to you, and in these things, it could be a spiritual thing because if you're a spiritual person, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, because I'm not religious, you know what I'm saying, but I respect different beliefs. I grew up. I'm just gonna say this to throw it out there. I grew up as a Christian, going and begging my mom. I don't want to go to church. I want to play football in the park. You know what I mean? Then
Uh-huh.
then I drifted off as an adult into Islam, trying to study. But then they tell me I don't eat pork, and I'm a football player, and I like bacon, and I like pork chops, and I like So I don't want to hear too much of that shit. So I dropped off from that. Then I went to like Buddhism, and I like that. And it was like
Mm-hmm.
the just the spiritual aspect of enlightenment and things like that. And got into Black history and started getting to understand origins and the value of history and with the melanated ones, that's been hidden and things like that. And I started understanding what the Ankh meant, and I understand what the cross means, and I understand Hebrew Israelites as well, and I understand all these particular parts of history,
Right.
so I can respect it because I understand it.
Right.
My mission is not to show you where you're wrong. My mission is for myself, is to enlighten myself to as much as I can. For instance, just like I like reading books, but if I got 10 books, I'm gonna read. I read this book and that book and that book and that book, and maybe I could take 10% or 20% out of this book and
Right.
10% out of that book, 5% out of that book, and over time you start putting things together and you start seeing what makes sense to ourselves. So
Yeah.
that's not a battle I fight, but I think that it definitely has a spiritual aspect. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, because the way they do things, they they use our strengths against us.
Right.
Because to me, over the years, the things that I always loved, always whether it's certain kind of music or type of exercise I used to like to do or activities or whatever it may be, I find myself that if I don't check myself, I'll drift away from that stuff. And
Why? Why would you drift away from it?
well, not consciously like I'm trying to, but I found myself drifting away from like, man, I haven't been listening to my reggae. Oh man, I always used to have a little jazz playing in the room, in the morning times, on the weekends. It gets me going. I just like to different ways, different things that just seems like for me, I had drifted away from. And
Uh-huh.
I started getting back into it over time and start realizing like, you know what? This targeting is so stressful, so much anxiety that I'm worrying more about the targeting than I am the things that I really enjoy.
Enjoy doing. Right. And I want to segue using what you were saying into and plus I just asked you about spirituality, how you feel about that and everything like that. I want to know, and you don't have to answer this question, but I was thinking, how do people who so-called claim that they're religious, are they have some type of spirituality that they practice or follow? Um, because people love to point fingers and look down at people, right, when they think they reached a elevated state of in spirituality or whatever. How do they relax? With the everything being so corrupted. I mean everything. uh they might play video games. Well, you might tell me not to listen to worldly music because I like jazz too. And I like smooth R&B or old school R&B, right? So
Right.
you might tell me not to listen to worldly music because they're going to consider, even though it's R&B, that's worldly music. But you can play video, and I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in
No, I
general.
understand.
Okay, yeah, that they could play video games, and I know I have a son. He's grown now, who has played video games, and I have listened to those video games. They cussing, they got, what I'm saying? They got music, worldly music on those video games. So wait a minute, hold up, partner. Yeah, so I'm just wondering how they can preach and teach when everything's corrupted. It seemed like we would literally have to sit in a cage, and there would not be any way for us to unwind, and especially being a target individual. How does
Right.
how does that work? Because there has to be an outlet somewhere. And and I do recommend like going out. And do you like to go out, like in nature and to the parks and things like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I recommend things of that nature. But like you had hobbies before you were targeted, or people had hobbies, or things they enjoyed doing. That's not nothing. I'm not going to say detrimental to your soul, but like watching TV could be considered, worldly, because there's so much that you
When
can't
you say
edit out.
worldly, what you mean worldly?
Well, I'm saying worldly because that's what they would say. People who coming from the church are religious based, are spiritual based, are Hebrew Israelites, or things of that nature. They're going to call it worldly because it's not gospel music. And gospel music is there's nothing separating gospel music anymore either, because these people are just tampering and dabbling in witchcraft and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? But they call it worldly music if it's not gospel, or if it's not uplifting Yahweh Shah, or Yah. Um, so anything outside
Define
of not,
something.
huh?
You just taught me something. I didn't know what that meant. You said
Oh,
world. Well, yeah, because I didn't know. I heard you say worldly, and then I was just listening to you to see if I can get to understand what you meant. But I asked you, and you told me. You broke it down.
really? Okay, yeah. So that's what they say. That's the terminology that they use, and that's just one of my talking points that I was going to talk about tonight too. Is if everything they point out, even if it's just something minimal, like I can't just sit in the house and not have like the TV on, or I don't watch TV anyway. But like if I go online and look at something, there's going to be some type of music that's not going to be all Christian, or all not not even Christian, just something always
But that
uplifting.
falls in line with whatever particular
Right,
faith or yeah.
right. And so, but then I look and I hear people talk, and they look down their nose. To me, it seems like they look down their nose at these people. But you might play video games, so you shouldn't have not one video game in your house, right? If that's the case, because those video games have cussing, and even if it's the army video games, if it's the what was the one, do you know the one where they drive, it's an old video game, I forgot it. um Anyway, but they played
No, but I know
music, and
what
they
you're
have,
talking. I know what
yeah,
you're
they
talking.
have these things, all this music and stuff like this. I just was wondering. That's just another a talking point that I wanted to. And this, you don't have to address any of that. I was just wanted to put that out there to the rest of y'all. You could put it in the chat. How do you feel about that? Especially if you're a so-called targeted individual who also is spiritual, who also recognizes Yahweh Shai and Yah. Put it in the chat, put in the comments on the replay of this. Um, so I'm looking at your profile. Does your Facebook? I wanted to ask you this question real quick, True Sir.
Uh-huh.
Is there a football team in your profile pic?
Football team. No, no. It's
Yeah.
it's just it's just me standing up. I got a hat and glasses. I got a blue hoodie on with the beach behind me.
Okay. No, that's not you. Well, it pulled up Ford Stanley, but it's not gave me somebody with a football team. That's why I asked, because I know you
I'm a
mentioned
49er
football.
fan, but I don't.
You're a 49er fan?
Yeah.
That's what's up. My uncle through marriage, Jerry Rice, played for the 49ers.
Nice,
Uh,
nice. Mississippi Valley
so,
State.
huh?
Jerry Rice came out of Mississippi Valley State.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, as far as like with like what you were just talking about, it's like, I mean, this is just my opinion. I just think that a lot of times people, when it comes to spirituality or religion, I think a lot of times people they search it externally. I think, see, people, we all like to be around people that are like-minded,
right.
you know, and it's nice to be able to share our spirituality and our journey with people. And so I think, you know, in America, just say America, but around the world, man, like everybody's right. Like if you look, it's like everybody's right, because if you go wherever you're born and your and mommy and your daddy is at in this world, and you're born, you're gonna practice whatever your parents practice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, and then, you know, we grow up and
Usually,
learn on our own. We learn
right.
and
And
grow
that's
up on our
true.
own and learn the difference. But it's like, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard to tell like an Asian, like, hey man, you should be Buddhist, man, because Buddhists don't believe in this and that. And then, you know, for a person that practices Islam, for that person to tell somebody that they're not supposed to do this or that, and, you know, it's like, man, look, for me, it's like God or the Creator, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's like things were put on this earth for us to use. You know what I mean? And so, as far as like people telling me from religion, not even in Christianity, it says don't eat certain seafood, don't eat things with a, what is that? You know, with a hoof or whatever it
Yeah.
is, or whatever stuff like that.
Yeah.
Islam, no pork and
If
stuff.
it doesn't split the hoof and chew the cud, you
Yeah, you know,
shouldn't
but
eat
then
it. Well, I mean,
I mean, books are
but think
books, man.
about this. If you have you ever researched it, not just by religious basis, but just I know you probably because I used to love some king crab legs. I did. My man, especially we lived in Georgia. It was a restaurant. I can't remember that restaurant. They served king crab legs. Look, my mouth. I haven't had king crab legs in so long, but they used to bring them to the table. But then when you research it, you find out they are the crustaceans, and they're related to cockroaches and
Lobsters and shrimps and stuff.
they're bottom feeders. They're there to
But I
clean the
mean,
ocean.
but what the, look, to me, it's like that's part of nature. See, because even the
Well,
chicken,
let me ask you this: would you eat a buzzard? You know those big birds that fly. You see them on the highway flying.
well,
They're snipped out dead
no, no,
carcasses.
not see that. Now that's an animal
That is
you
that's
have
the
no
same
business
thing.
eating. See, that's a toxic animal because of
That
the
look.
acids that
Guess
it has in
what?
its
That
body and its
those
bloodstream.
are toxic. Those are toxic animals.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
they are. You just don't know it. They're the garbage cans of the world. And I'm not saying that to sway you. I'm just
Oh
telling
no,
you.
no, no, no. I've heard it before. It's the same
Mhm.
thing with a chicken, because a
Yeah,
chicken,
you're
if
not
there's a
supposed to
big
eat
old pile
chicken.
of boo boo in the grass and there's corn in it, the chicken will
Well,
go in the boo boo and eat the corn.
chicken is not even a natural. And I ate chicken tonight, but I normally don't eat meat. But that's because I was out and about and I was just being lazy. But I'll eat it every now and again. But chicken is actually a hybrid animal. A lot of people don't know that it's a hybrid animal. It's not. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah. The even like look at fish, just regular fish that swim around. If a dead whale was floating around the ocean for a month, you know what I'm saying? You think them fish ain't gonna the red snappers and the you know
No,
and the they gonna
only
eat it? They'll eat
certain
it.
fish. No, only certain fish will eat it because they were designed that way to eat certain things. Like you don't see all birds going to eat dead carcasses. You see certain birds, like the buzzards, and certain birds will eat dead things that are in the ocean because they're designed that way.
Yeah,
That's true. They're designer. You don't see all the. You don't see you would never see a shark just going after something that it cannot even smell the fresh blood of. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's what like okay, say like when they go out and they're fishing and they chum the water for like sharks or certain they chum the water because they have the smell of the freshness and the blood in it, and that's what draws the sharks to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Are they're predators, just like, well, this is how I was taught. Just like, well, we know the food pyramid is a bunch of BS, but like animals, there are the predators, and then there are the prey. There are meat eaters, then there are herbivores. There are animals that do not eat meat. I mean, look at the silverback, one of the biggest, strongest beasts of the fields, silverback gorillas, and it doesn't eat steak. It eats grass and things because it's designed that way. So I started swaying my perspective on eating different foods, especially when going through church, because
Yeah.
we started off as 7 Day Adventist, but I'm not a 7 Day Adventist. But that's how I was raised in my later years, and I heard about all of these unclean foods a long, long time ago,
Right.
and then it was hard for me to switch, to leave it alone. But
And I think
I
that,
finally did.
and I think it's a good thing because it's like, you know, the same thing I say with like religion. It's like, man, if somebody believes in something and it makes them a better person and it makes them stronger, then go for it. I mean, because this planet, the whole planet wasn't made equal. And when I say that, meaning there's different climates, there's different types of nature around this planet. And you have
Mhm.
some people that live on some islands where only pigs roam. You have some people that live in some places where just certain animals live that really they don't have as many choices as we have because it we got supermarkets and stuff nowadays. But I mean, if a person believes in taking care of their health, that's the best thing they should do it and be as disciplined as possible and handle their business. I mean, to me, it's not even like I said. I reiterate, like I said in the beginning, it's like I don't really try to tell anybody like, hey man, but really on the for real, man, you shouldn't have that pulled pork barbecue sandwich, bro. You shouldn't do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like because the thing is, it don't really matter to me. Because if you want to eat it, man, go on and eat it. Like I ain't telling you to eat it, but eat it. Like
Uh,
eat that catfish. Some countries don't eat catfish, you know.
hmm
And then
I never liked catfish anyway. Catfish
you know,
tastes like mud to me.
yeah, because they live in it. So, but
Mhm.
in any case, it's just one of those things. I just kind of like, you know,
You just
that's one
let.
of the things that keep TIs away from each other too. I noticed too.
Oh, not me. Why? Because
Not you,
look,
not you.
I'll tell you what's beneficial for you. I'll tell you about Yahweh Shah and Yah. It's on you. It's on that person to choose. What they feel is best for them. All I can do is, tell you, this and that. It's a personal relationship, as they say. You know
Yes,
what
it
I'm
is.
saying?
I totally agree.
Yeah. So I can't hold you to or make you do anything. Nobody can make anyone do anything. And if they do choose to try to, well, they're probably perps.
Well, 'cause
They
I've sat down with people that are vegan and ate with a
uh-huh.
vegan, and I eat a big old steak or a big old piece of fish or whatever it is in front of them. Nobody really cares. Whatever the
Yeah.
mission is the mission. If
Hmm.
we down to keep each other company and just shoot the shit, cool. If we're talking about targeting and trying to support one another, cool. It's like I
Yeah.
don't really let things bother me too tough because it's like, man, really, like this program right here it destroys lives.
Yes, it has. I
Family.
mean,
And it
yeah.
stretches out so far to where, for you as a woman being targeted, it can affect your family. For me as a man being targeted, it can affect my kids. My relationship, I have two sons, one 30 and one 27, and then I have another younger son. And it's
Uh-huh.
like when they target one person, it doesn't just damage that one person, it damages family. And this whole thing is geared up for that. This is what it's set up to do in the whole scheme of things, to destroy,
Right.
to
But
destruct.
and my thing is,
You
what
know what
is
I'm
the
saying? So we have
purpose
to
of it
move.
though?
No,
Have you ever have
I
you ever
think what it is
wondered?
that we oh well yeah of course, but then it's not that puzzling to me as you look at the world and how things are moving. Like we see everything that's happening, especially people that are over 40. And I'm in my
Well,
early 50s, and I've
why
seen the
why would they
contrast.
target? Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm half a century.
Yeah, you know
Why?
what I'm saying?
I'm almost out the door. Why do I need to be targeted?
Yeah, 'cause when I grew up, the water hose was the official sports drink.
Yes, sir.
You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? We
Yes,
played
yes,
football in the street
indeed.
until we had salt lines on the side of our face.
Okay.
You
We
know what
just
I
over
mean?
the house. Yeah, and don't run into the house out the door too many times. You be outside or inside, one or the other.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. So, it's just a thing to where things are asked backwards. It's kind of a bizarro world.
Hmm.
I can't even really keep up with these youngsters. I watch YouTube. I watch how a lot of the youngsters think. Not all, but some, and what the things they're facing. With
Hmm.
manhood, with females, men and women, and
Hmm.
men
Well,
that
tell
want to
me
be
what
women, and men
what have
beating
you
up women in
noticed?
sports. Huh?
Expound. Expound on that. What have you noticed between men and women and the different millennials or Gen X? What have you noticed? What difference have you noticed?
They don't sit. They're not in each other's face communicating like we used to.
Right, right.
Because
Um,
think about it. Think about it. When we was in school, when it's lunchtime, what did we do? We on the benches in the groups.
right. Yeah,
Girls
you
looking at
could you
the boys
yeah,
looking at the girls.
yes indeed,
Everybody
and
talking
vice
about who that
versa.
one cute and this one ain't cute and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm. Yeah,
Now you
it's
look at people now, they just staring at their phones at the dinner table.
exactly. Hold on, let me turn on my fan real quick. Hold on, I'll be right back. It's getting hot. Exactly. Communication is gone. It's over. It's a wrap. Well, their communication is basically AI. You know, the computers and the telephone.
You don't see all these little stupid commercials they got now. It's not even that person's voice.
What?
You don't just see these commercials they got all over the internet on TV or whatever. It's not even the person's voice up there talking.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen
All
that.
that kind of stuff, and it got you looking at somebody saying something that they actually didn't say.
Right, right. Deep fake videos and things of that nature. Yes, I've seen that. You know what? To me, what I notice is a huge difference. Um, they don't know how to express themselves. Uh, I remember writing notes in school or getting notes from guys.
Right.
They don't know how to express themselves. And it has flipped where the guys want the women now to chase them. And for me, I will have to call old school on that because I just can't do it. I cannot chase after a man because that's just not how I was raised. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but that's what's going on in the world today, that the roles have been reversed. And it's so funny that men can't see that aspect of it, but then they can see how, men want to be called she, him. They have their different um, you know, acronyms, not acronyms or whatever pronouns that they want to be referred to. But then if they're straight, right, they can't see that the roles have been reversed where they want the women to chase them. So this whole world, this whole system is starting to really crumble to
Really,
me. And I
people
know,
people are people are adapting. What's happening is that, like, from what you're talking about, what's happening is, like, okay, there's more opportunities in the world for women. And we all want women to have opportunity to go ahead and do her thing. You know what I mean? And but there's always a price to pay, because if
right,
we look at society, 100 years ago, 60 years ago, 40, whatever it might be, we're not there. But if we look back at it and we say, okay, usually the man is the breadwinner. Mom will hold it down. She'll run the house. She run everything. The pops will bring the bread. and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is that okay, now if the woman can bring in the bread, but the women is still saying, I want a man, I want a man, alpha male man, I want this and that, but I'm making 80,000 and he's making 30,000. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is it's a kind of a contradiction. It's not saying the woman shouldn't go out and make the money, no, but it comes with it, change.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's happening is that we're overcompensating. We're trying to adapt to okay, women are making money now, and you a boss lady now, so I'll let you look for me because if a man, I'm not saying this is the right way to do it. I'm just the scenario.
I'm listening to you. Go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
taking.
and it's like yeah, and it's like okay, I only make 40,000, but she make 80. You know what I'm saying? And she a boss and all that, and she probably don't have too much time to cook dinners because she's working 10, 12 hours a day with the commute and everything. So she's not gonna be doing too much cooking. And I love a woman that can cook. Not I'm speaking in third person. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And the thing is that the roles get reversed, but it's not because everybody say I just want to reverse the roles. I think a lot of women do want a strong man that can hold it down and do this and that. But can she handle can she handle that? Because she's 10 hours a day, she's a boss. And she's
The,
earning it and
the
she can
funny
move like a boss. You
the
know,
fun,
and so
can I interject right
go
here?
for it. Go ahead.
Um, the funny thing is that there's not that many boss ladies. Okay, that is to me in my eyes, and I have been in the corporate world,
Yeah.
and if there are not that many boss ladies like it's being portrayed as. Now, they might be in a higher position or not, where people think because I work, let's say at McDonald's, and I work for a major media company.
I don't mean
That,
just corporate like 80,000. It could be
huh?
I don't mean just like 80,000 like that, but I mean it could be even on a lower scale. It's just a matter of you know it's so complex and compartmentalized because okay in America men pay child support. You have women that pay child support too, but you have men that pay child support. So once you have men that are once they're in their 30s and 40s, a lot of men have child support. A lot of men aren't making that money and bringing it all home. And so a lot of times it becomes a lot more complicated. Like it's not just black and white. You know, it's kind of like a woman to be like, well, you know, he make 50 grand, but he only bring home 25, and then I don't know. I've heard different things, but I'm not out there like that anymore because I am targeted. But I mean, but the thing is that just from what I look at, because I'm already older. I'm older, but before I was targeted, let me tell you, I didn't let nothing really bother me too much. Because
You
my
what?
dad told me, I didn't let things bother me too much when it comes to women because my dad told me if you want something, you ask for it. So sometimes you ask for things you get. Right. Like for people out there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Um, I think with all that has blown up, and what I have noticed since I came online after being targeted, that's when I really was went head into the targeted community. Um, but then I started being online more, and I noticed about the gender wars that they have going on now. And what I noticed is that there was just a lapse in accountability on both ends, for females and males, and our nuclear families were disrupted, right? And
absolutely.
I feel that that was the beginning of this slippery slope that we are on,
Yep.
and now everybody wants to point the finger at one another. you know well, I gotta pay child support, and they put me on child support, or the state put them on child support because they're getting food stamps. It's just like the full story is not being told.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's like a blame game, and we, as men and women,
Right.
need to take responsibilities for the actions that we've done, um, and the choices that we have made. That's not going to happen because somebody has to be the wrong person. that's that's what I'm noticing now. Nobody's
But
going to take. Nobody's
this,
going to take
but
responsibility
they,
for
you know,
their
this
actions.
is America's a corporation, and they set things up a certain way, and they have certain groups on the bottom of the totem pole, and they're not there by accident, you know. And people know you have certain groups of people that in the 1960s, over 80% of the families had two parents in the home, and then once the whole women's liberation thing in the late 60s started kicking in, and then once they started saying, you know what, lady, you ain't got to stay with him. We'll get you Section 8. Hey, lady, don't worry about it. You ain't got to be with him, man. We're going to put you down a little cash.
But you know what? That was
And those
not
things,
how.
they
I
sparked it
hear
off.
that. Wait a minute. I hear that talking point. Hey, lady, you don't have to stay with him.
That's the government talk.
But that's not how it go. The government didn't go door to door knocking saying you don't have to stay with him. There was not a
They made it
campaign.
available. They made it available.
They made it available because of food stamps and Medicaid, and they made it available because when a woman or even a man, if he had the custody of the children, could not afford food, and then it was food stamps, it was Medicaid, and it was they got money, like a stipend. I can't remember what it's called. So these three options that they gave the woman who was deficient from these things, before she could get these things, she would have to say, go in and fill out paperwork, and they would be, who is the father? Do you have your child's birth certificate? Bring all these documents in to this facility, and we will help you get your food stamps. We'll get you Medicaid, so you and your child could have
You're missing that
opportunity
key
to go
part.
to the doctors. And then also this money, if they got money, this stipend, what is it called? um
You're missing
I
the key
forget the
part, though.
money. You know what it's called?
I don't remember, but I know there's the part you're missing.
What?
And that's when, because the key to that whole thing is nothing wrong with helping out families, but the main problem was because then they wouldn't allow the male to stay in the same household with the children and the mother.
But the thing is, they didn't have the house before the mail. This
Huh?
that's the thing. They have to get um HUD a HUD. Oh, what is it called?
Voucher?
Voucher. They have to get a HUD voucher. They're not in the house if they're going to actually get the HUD home for it. See, this is I'm sorry to say, this is the lie that's being misconstrued. Like, it wasn't a nuclear family in a home, in their nuclear home together, and then the government came in and said we will provide this and that. No, the woman went to a building, the welfare office. I have to say it old school, the welfare office, and they said we can give you medical for you and your child. We can give you food stamps. We can give you this money, and then WIC came into play back in the late '80s. Then they
You feel that was
provided,
beneficial?
huh?
You feel like that was beneficial in a
No,
home?
it was because so many women were in a disadvantaged state. They couldn't. You can't. For me, I'm different because when I was coming up, we learned that it's not free to have babies. I don't know how the rest of the world thinks about bringing children into. It's not free to have a baby. So when a woman becomes pregnant, it also starts at the hospital. You don't just get to get pregnant and go to the hospital and have a baby. No, we learned that when we had home economics. I think they took that out of a lot of schools. um, but it is like, I don't even know how much the total cost is to have a baby. Just think about when you go to the emergency room. That's about $3,000 going to the emergency room. And don't ride in the ambulance, honey. Don't ride in an ambulance if you got hurt. So think about that bill coming to your home just for riding in the ambulance, going to the hospital because you might have broke your ankle or something. Nothing in this world is free. So when I hear, and this is no slight to you, but when I hear these talking points come across as if the woman was in a nuclear home, the husband or the man of the house and the woman were living together, and the government came in and said, we'll
Can I say
offer
something?
you all these benefits. That's not how it went down.
Can I
Go
say
ahead.
something? The
Yeah, go ahead.
well, I'm just going off statistics. You understand? It's not a situation to where that a woman that's in the house with her husband and they got their 3 kids and the husband got a nice job and the woman worked part-time and holds it down at home or whatever and everything's happy and they doing their thing. It's not about her just walking down to the office down there and say, you know what, I'm gonna get divorced if you give me this. Nah. See, the thing is, it's just the effects over time over the decades of policies that are put in place. But we don't have enough time for all that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not just talking about just that alone, because that's just one thing. It's just so much to we could speak about when it comes to this here. Because
Mm-hmm.
but neither here nor there as far as
That's true. That's true. It's so much to unpack, but I don't think we would have enough time to unpack it right here, or even these different platforms that talk about it.
So tell me,
Have
when you think? Do you think this thing is gonna ever end in your lifetime or my lifetime?
Oh no, definitely not. I don't think. Um, Not in my lifetime, because like I'm on in the winter side of the spectrum. Um,
Our best years are behind us. So they say.
huh?
They say our best years.
I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So yeah, my spring and summer, that's yeah. But for the ones that are coming up through, they're gonna see. This is my thoughts are. This targeting is also a form of the new world order. Okay,
Absolutely.
huh?
It's a key component.
I didn't hear you.
They say you got to get people's minds. You have to. I said it's a key component.
Yes, yes,
Can you hear me?
exactly.
Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
key
lot of
component
shuffling,
of it.
and
This thing is
I don't
covering
know
a
if
lot
it's
of.
your
Yeah,
if you
sorry about
have
that.
one of the mics.
Hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Uh,
Say it again. You said it's a component. I don't know if I lost him. True sir. I don't know. I think I lost him. Hold on. Let me go.
okay. Yeah. Can you hear
I
me
kind
now?
of. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you know, what they're doing is it's incredible. It's hard to believe. Like I can travel to another country and I can go back into a village where it's coconut trees and mango trees, and then it takes about 10 days, and the targeting it starts up. It's unbelievable.
Right. And that takes me back to, that's why I feel there is a great spiritual aspect to this as well. For you to go that far into the beautiful tropics, and boom, you know, a few days later, there it
Well,
is.
the satellites are everywhere, and they're bouncing off drones and all these things and
Well, I know I
towers.
got the drones following me. Yeah. Hmm.
It's
But let me
so.
ask you, for someone who you kind of believe there's a spiritual aspect, where do you think they have gotten all of this advanced technology? And it's so much so advanced, we are only seeing the tip of the iceberg of what they know, as far and what they have created or developed as far as the technology. Where do you think they got all of this technology?
Okay, straight
Do
up
you not?
opinion. I'm big on history.
Yeah, straight up.
I've been big on history before the internet. one thing that I think as human beings that's living in these days and times, I think most people think that the ancient people were dumb.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think that they feel like, oh, we're smarter nowadays because but the thing is that when you think about peoples from thousands of years ago or whatever it may be, and I'm gonna get to your what you asked me,
No,
leading
good.
towards it.
You go ahead.
The thing is, man, these people, the air, the oxygen levels that they were breathing in, they were more rich. The fruits and the vegetables, the food was more rich and more minerals and vitamins and things like that. And the people were thinking, and they were less distracted. And I think a lot of technology, because of wars, people being conquered. Um, I think a lot of knowledge was taken. A lot of knowledge was hidden. I think a lot of technology was hidden. A lot was burnt. A lot was lost. And I think that whoever these people are, and I don't really say aliens, but some people believe in aliens, but I just believe that human beings have probably had all types of technology before before the last 200 years. You know what I'm saying? With the trains and planes and whatever. I
Well,
think
we know that. Well, a
people know
lot of people are
frequencies.
finding out that
They,
Tartaria uh, had electric cars and things of that nature, and Tartaria was totally destroyed. But before Tartaria, I mean, there was free electricity. Tesla is that name is stolen because we know Tesla. Uh, the original Tesla, they murdered him and they stole his technology because he was going to provide free electricity. But this
they
is
were never a couple times.
technology that he discovered from ancient times, right? And so, as we know, as far as Tartaria is concerned, have you heard of the World's Fairs? Have you ever heard of those? They used to
No.
go. They okay. Well, are the mud floods? Have you ever
Yeah.
heard of that? Okay, so a lot of stuff is built on top of old buildings and buildings that, if you look at the architect of these buildings, the doorways, especially if you go to Europe, um, and things of that nature in Russia, you can see the architecture of these buildings. The doors are so massive. And these are ancient architects from buildings that were left behind. And these people had technology, okay, but they were wiped out some way somehow. And before, so that's the closest timeline to us is Tartaria. But if you go past Tartaria
What kind
into
of what kind of timeline
Samaria,
are you talking about with this Tartaria you're talking about?
um
Are you talking about 1,000 years or 500 years or 15 or 2,000? What are you talking about?
most likely, with the timelines being so destroyed, um I've
Well, at
seen
least you know
on
that.
build, huh?
At least you know that because there's really a lot of history that's missing, a lot of time that's missing, according to
Right,
the
right.
European Western.
Hold on, let me see if I have, because they say we are in 2024, but and I don't know if I can. I was going to do a video a long time ago regarding Tartaria because a lot of people are starting to talk about it. Hold on, maybe I can pull it up before this dies. Um, and the buildings will show you on there the dates the buildings were crafted. So architects, they just like painters, right? They sign off on their work, and so on ancient architects, they will have the number, the date that the building was built, and the who built it, and they didn't hide all of that, and so that's why they're starting to say, well, what timeline are we actually in?
Right.
But that was, let me see. Tartaria. Let's see if I can bring up something along those lines. But then I was going to say also, after or before Tartaria, there was Samaria. And Samaria, you can see on the stones and the caves and everything and the carvings that they have. Shoot, they had on like look like watches, on their wrist, and it shows like in the places we can't go to. When I was younger, my father took us to museums and things of that nature. So I love museums. Um, but some places the museums have where it looks like light bulbs. Now, where in the world would these light bulbs be in like before Christ, before Jesus walked? We don't call him Jesus, but to give you just a timeline, where would these light bulbs be coming from? So there was ancient technology prior to before BC, before Christ, right?
Yep.
But where did it come from? And what happened over there's between Egypt and I can't remember what city it's with the city's name, but there was like an atomic bomb that went off that petrified people, that turned the
You talking about from like Nagasaki and
no,
Hiroshima?
not even Nagasaki. No, this is like this is in Africa because we
Are
know
you talking
Egypt
about back
has.
in the Kemet days?
Yes, yes, there was something that went off because there was a war between, I can't remember who it was, but there's an area over in Egypt
Well, there were
where
many
it
wars. There were many wars, prior to 325 BC that took place against the Romans and the Greeks, Romans, and so on.
even before the Romans. I'm talking ancient history.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you say?
I said there
But
were
you said
many.
the Romans.
I said
You
there
said
were many wars prior to the year 325 BC. That was
mm-hmm.
way before the Romans and Greeks and
Okay.
whatnot. Because it's the Romans and Greeks that changed the name of Kemet to Egypt
Right.
when they
Right.
conquered it in 325 AD. Something like that.
Correct. No, I can't find this.
So yeah, as far
Correct.
as technology, man, look, people back in those days knew how to create frequencies, and they knew how to make I don't know if it's 922 megahertz or something like that that can help heal muscular pain and arthritis and all kinds of things like that. And they had instruments and musical instruments and things like that. Look what musical instruments do to us now. When you're in your car and
Right.
when you hear a song that you love, you like the bass line, you like everything, and you turn it up. It's a vibration. It's just one of the best feelings ever. And
Frequency.
they had all that stuff back in the day. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
man, look, man, these people. I think what happens is over time things get destroyed on purpose.
Right. Of
And I
course.
think
I
what
mean,
they're
they
doing right
destroyed
now
the
is going to
libraries
happen
of
later.
Alexander. They stole so much. But my thing is, even when you look at some of the ancient carvings on the walls of Samaria, it depicts that crafts came down from the heavens. Have you ever seen that?
I've seen in Mayan temples. I've seen Mayans up in little spaceship looking things that look similar to the ones you see on the Kemet walls.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and you see some over by Chichen Itza, where you have some over there that's in Mexico. You can see I don't know, people
Hmm.
sitting in something. Look like it looked like they was doing something. They either was underwater or they was flying or something. But who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't
So
know.
I'm just saying I don't think that we are the only intelligent beings
I knew you
in
was getting to that.
the whole solar system.
I do. I was waiting for you to say that. I was just waiting. I said, "Girl, man, just get to it. Come on, get to
I
it." Because
just
you believe
don't.
there's
I mean,
intelligent life somewhere else, and they came and visited and said, "Hey, we're gonna drop a little something, something
yeah,
on
I
y'all."
don't believe that we're the only. Shoot, do you believe that we're the only life forms out of all of this that surrounds you?
Well, my name's Stanley
Billions of
Ford,
stars.
right? My name is Stanley Ford, right? And this is what I say:
Okay,
is that
go ahead, Stanley.
I can't even really get. I could just tell you my opinion, but I could never say no because I don't know. Because before I
But
was
okay,
targeted, but now
you
let
don't
me make an
know.
example. Let me make an example. Before I was targeted,
Okay.
if my best friend came up to me and said, "Yo, Stan, man, hey man, I'm targeted. Cars follow me. People follow me. They hit me with direct energy weapons. Boom, 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 boom." I'd be like, "What?" I'd be like, "What do you mean? What you talking about? Man, you gotta understand what I'm trying to tell you. I can't tell him it's not happening, but I can't tell him I know what's happening because it's not happening to me. I wasn't a witness to any. I haven't seen any evidence of any kind of beings that came down
Bingo.
here unless we're suggesting that human beings didn't have enough brains to build
That's not
pyramids.
what we're that's far from what we're suggesting. And see, I think that's part of our ego that are a part of
Not
a
ego,
lot of
but my
people's
part.
huh? A lot of
Not ego.
people's ego that we don't have enough brains. Well, there might be other creatures. I mean, some people go to school and they're not in the same class. There might be advanced classes and there might be remedial classes, and then there's classes in between, right?
So if
We're
I
not
told you there
all
was
on the same
a lizard
spectrum when it
man,
comes to think. Look, wait a minute, Stan. We're not all on the same spectrum when it comes to thinking and development, right? So if you think like that in one aspect that, well, we don't have enough brains. Well, there's people here that we might be classified as mildly retarded or retarded on that aspect, or they might be geniuses. So if we know that in our world that we know of, do we not extend that to the outer realms
you
that
can
there might
extend. The thing is that you can extend wherever you want because the thing is somebody can come up to me and say, "Hey, Stan, I believe, bro, that there's some fish, some big giant killer fish that live in the ocean, bro." I'd be like, "For real? What make you think that?" Well, you can't see them, but they're there. I mean, if there's that much space in the ocean, and the scientists said that they've only explored 5% of the ocean, of the Earth's ocean, there must be something down there that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, look, man, this Earth is old.
so
I, the whole
so
timeline
I
stuff, what people think is this Earth is so old. That's why they over there in Antarctica hiding stuff from back in the
right.
40s. You know, whatever is there. But the thing is that these things have been there a long time. As far as like pyramids, man, people be lying. They don't know. I don't think the pyramids not no 5,000, 10,000 years old. I think them things probably been there for 50, 60, 70,000 years, maybe
Well,
100,000 years.
you know.
Especially if they was capped
Have you heard
with
about the
silver,
pyramids
gold.
that they're finding over here
Huh?
that are older than the pyramids in Egypt?
What did they find?
Pyramids in the Grand Canyon that are older than the pyramids in Egypt.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
heard
they
about
found
that?
yeah, they found all kind of artifacts in there, just like in
Yeah,
Atlantis off the coast of Florida.
yeah.
They found
So
down there on that ocean floor down there all them artifacts. But the thing is, we have to take into account that they don't teach Black history in school, ancient Black history. So people don't think they think when they think about people traveling a long time ago, they thinking about Columbus. They're not talking about melanated people traveling this planet, navigating this whole planet before Pangea.
right.
They don't talk about that how long people have been around. That's not the. I don't want to hear no Lucy stuff, no about no Lucy and all that stuff. I'm talking about human beings that's been here, been traveling for tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 years. I don't need
Hmm.
to hear about. Yeah, because think about it. Now you see these artifacts that are down in the Grand Canyon. You see them down there on the coast of Florida. But if you keep traveling around the world, you see all kind of stuff. Look at Easter Island. Look at them heads that's sticking out, but the whole bodies are like 100 feet down.
But I was about to say, they dug down and it's a whole doggone statue. Not
So how long you think it take for dust and soot and stuff to be on top of that for it to be like
right,
that?
right.
You
Hmm.
know. So who knows, sister? Who knows?
But you still kind of segue out of what I
Well,
asked you.
I said I can't say no because there could be another life force that's out there. It's possible. I mean, because I don't have. There's nothing to tell me that something out there, and there's nothing to tell me that there's nothing out there. I can't say because I don't know. I mean, the only thing that make people think that there's aliens usually is just TV.
It's just what?
TV,
Say that
because
again.
television. I said television.
TV. Oh, but
Yeah, I mean
okay.
because we've been
Yeah,
watching
they
Captain Kirk and them.
think okay. Yes, that is true, but that's not for all. You know, just like you came into your targeting became overt, and
Right,
and now you know that you are targeted.
right,
You have met up with other targeted individuals, some fake in the funk and some are true, right? But you know for a fact that you are a targeted individual, correct?
right.
Okay. um there are people who, and I think this is part of the program, the system, if you will, banking on people's unbelief of something that they can't see or something that somebody cannot prove. So
Right.
when you have that as part of your diabolical scheme and plot to target people or to imprison people in their mind, okay, um, that is ingenious in and of itself, because if I come to you and tell you, no, not only do I know that I'm a targeted individual, but that I actually have experienced a spiritual aspect, but you not seeing or not having that experience, you can only stop at the targeted individual aspect of it. You see what I'm saying? and
Yeah, I
and
know.
and
You're pointing at something, and you're telling that blind man. You're asking the blind man, can he see it? And you telling the
right,
blind man that it's there.
I'm
So
asking the
he's supposed to
blind
just
man.
believe you
I'm not
because you
asking
see.
him, can he see? No, look, I'm not asking the blind man, can he see? I'm asking the blind man, do you believe me if I tell you there's a wall in front of you? If you step a couple feet further, you're going to run into this wall. You're a blind man. You can't see the wall, but I can see it. I felt the wall. I've
Right.
experienced the wall. I can put my hands on the wall.
You
Do
can't
you
get me to
believe
tell
me?
me. You can't
Do
get me
you
to.
believe me, blind man? Or do you
Yeah.
want
You
to step?
see the
Or do
thing
you
is you
want to
can't.
step?
Yeah. You can't get me to say that somebody didn't feel the blessings of the Lord, or somebody didn't feel the power of the Buddha, or somebody didn't feel that Allah touched them and made them a better person, or somebody felt Jesus, that told them do this, don't do that, and it worked out for them. I can't tell nobody nothing about none of that stuff. I could talk about my personal experience, Stanley Ford's journey.
Right.
I could just express from what I understand. You know, it's so difficult because I read books, man, but I have enough sense as far as what I call sense to know I could read 10 books and I could take 5% or 10% out of each book. And over time, reading books, I start learning for myself and use some discernment and start putting things together and see if things start making sense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got a book like Islam that talks about magic pens and flying carpets. You got Christianity that I talk about walking on water and stuff. Arising from the dead. You got different religions that talk about different things, and people believe in different things. You can't say it didn't happen. I wasn't there, so I have no fight with that. I'm pretty good with myself as far as like that kind of stuff. I just want to I just want to get targeted individuals come together, man, so we can have more of a community. But I don't know.
Right. And and I'm glad you're open to, just because some people will just slam the door on people when they say they've experienced something supernatural, just because they haven't. And I just think that that's all just a ploy of the system. The
Right.
You not believe in something unless you have proof of it,
Right.
And it's so funny. It's just it, it's it
But we weren't.
behooves me
Most
to
of us
say,
weren't taught. Most of us weren't taught like by our parents to like search for the truth. Our parents usually went. Most people, our parents taught us like, hey, we're Christian in this house, and you're
mm-hmm.
Christian too. You go to Christian church. You gonna learn the Bible, read and learn, and be a good person and whatnot. And you learn that, and it's your parents, and your parents love you, and they want you to do your best and everything. And it's learned stuff, man. I mean, what does a baby learn if a baby just like Superman, like born in the desert somewhere, and he had no mommy and daddy, and he was just raised in the jungle, or like Tarzan or something? He ain't never met
they
nobody.
they
It's like that
they
saying with
normally
that
call those
Eskimo
those
dog.
children
That in the
those children are
Eskimo,
called feral.
you know what they told? Yeah, I know. You know what that Eskimo said when them religious people came, because the religious people said that
You're
if
breaking
you
up.
oh sorry. Well, the religious people
I
told the
heard what
Eskimo, you gonna go to hell, if you don't find the Lord. And then the
uh-huh.
Eskimo said, well, suppose I didn't know. And then the preacher said, well, if you didn't know, you're not going to hell. And then the Eskimo said, then why you tell me?
Right. No, that was a good one. Why did you tell me? Shoot, I could have went to heaven. I can do it by
I'm
dirt
just out
now.
here. I'm out here raising my family, try to get cut some blubber
That's
from
true.
the
That's
hell.
true because that is a statement that they say. If you don't know, you good because you was ignorant of all of this. But I'm telling you, oh man, you could have kept that to yourself. I could have been in. That's a good one. I hadn't heard that. But yeah, that's a good talk. I wanted to show you guys also too. Um, I didn't get to show y'all that Kellogg's was faking. They done took the name of Kellogg's, y'all. This is how they're
I'm
tricksters.
gonna continue to watch, but I'm gonna go.
Okay, go ahead and go.
Hey, I
Uh,
appreciate you
uh,
having me on. You have a good night, okay?
you too. And look me up on Facebook because I didn't get a chance to click over on you.
Okay. How do I find you?
My name is Ethereal on Facebook, the same as on YouTube.
Got it. I'll search for you. I'll send you a message.
Okay, all
All
righty.
right.
Okay, bye. Um, okay, guys. So I want to show you guys this right here. How they're being tricksters. Kellogg's have lost so much money from the boycott that they took their name off. And I just wanted some Pop Tarts, and I wasn't looking for a name brand. I just picked these up because I just saw Pop Tarts. These are Kellogg's Pop Tarts, and I want to show you guys really quick before I get out of here. That was a great conversation, True Serm, and I thank you for jumping in here and talking with me. And I'll still try to look you up if you can't find me on Facebook. Okay, so we can meet up. I didn't know you was a Texan. Well, are in Texas. So y'all hold on. Let me get this up so I can show you. That tripped me out. I said Kellogg's. They have really tried to trick us. Now watch this. Let me turn this around, guys. Let me get y'all situated. Turn y'all around. So y'all can see this video. They gonna they gonna get their money some way, somehow. So look at this. Oh, hold on. Let me turn it up for y'all. So y'all can hear. Love this Kellogg's boycott. Check this out. Here's a box of Kellogg's Pop Tarts, and all of them have the name. Let's start it over. Because there's Let's start over from the top.
So, I'm here at Walmart, picking up a few things before work tomorrow, and I love this Kellogg's boycott. Check this out. Here's a box of Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, and all of them have the name Kellogg's taken off because their sales have dropped so much. There's the display rack. None of them.
Y'all see that? Anymore. They got me. Because I bought mine from Walmart. That's crazy. Let me pause you guys. Y'all, the power of the people. The power of the doggone people. Kellogg's lost so much money. You know how hard it is to get your brand name recognition and all that in the minds of people? Y'all done boycotted Kellogg's so bad they took their name off and they got me. Because I just went and I was like, oh, Pop-Tarts, let me get a little snack. And I done busted, like I was showing y'all, this ain't no new box. I bought this the other day, got one little snack left in here. And when I saw this guy just today post about how Kellogg's has lost so much money in the stock market and with this boycott, they done took their own brand off of here. That's some power. And this boycott started from TikTok. You can't tell me the people ain't got the power. The people ain't got the power. And we just put more effort into shutting a lot of other stuff down. A lot of things could be reversed. Okay? If you got a company, how long Kellogg's been around? Kellogg's, I think it started with Frosted Flakes, if I can remember the story correctly. They started with Frosted Flakes, the creative Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, because he wanted affordable cereal, healthy but affordable, and that's how Kellogg's. So I can't give you the total, history of Kellogg's. But baby, this is a big deal. This is a big deal for you to take your own brand name off of a box to sell the doggone products. You trying to sneak it in the people's pocketbooks, okay, in their houses. Kellogg's, come on, people, y'all. We need to do something. That's how you get them. Hit them where it hurts, and you know where it hurts these people? In their pocketbook. In their pocketbook. You know who got hit hard? I don't even think they came back. Did y'all remember Budweiser when they tried to put I think it was a trans person. I'm not quoting accurately, but I believe it was a trans person on Budweiser beer last year for a new marketing scheme. And Budweiser, that's just like the all-American beer. And I don't think they recovered since then. Since them people were so hot and upset about Budweiser and what they did, they stocks plummeted. Well, Kellogg's is in the same boat. If we could only keep that kind of momentum going, all these large corporations would suffer because we are the power. We possess the power. But I know that there's things that have to play out, and I'm not in control of it, but I just wanted to show y'all Kellogg's got a sister. And y'all know how I do. I'm a Dollar Tree queen, but I went to Walmart and got a couple of things, and Kellogg's ain't no name. And Kellogg's, matter of fact, tomorrow, we might just go to the store because Kellogg's have a lot of products and see if they've taken their name off of all of their products, or just, well, shoot, this ain't cereal, this is Pop-Tarts, ain't no Kellogg's. Who is this by? Let's see if they got their name somewhere in the hidden, somewhere on the low. Somewhere on the low. I wonder how their stock is doing if they done took their name off the doggone product. We already know it was plummeting. I can't see it right offhand. They probably put it in the corner. These people said, don't put it nowhere Let's hide it. Because I don't see it right off. Let me see. That's amazing. And I wanted to share that with you guys. Oh, I know these folks. You got to look for y'all. Look here. I found the K. They left the K right here. See it? Y'all know that K is Kellogg's. Can y'all see it? Hold on. Can y'all see that red K right there? I knew they left the K. They're gonna call it K now. Let me put it up close. I hope it focuses. Right there. I knew they had left something. K. They just kept it's Kellogg's, y'all. It's these mother suckers. It's slick. It's K, but way at the top. Real tiny. The rest of it say Kellogg's. Ooh wee. They hurting. Give it to them. Sock it to their pocketbook. So this is just an open mic night. I was just talking. Thanks, True Serm, for coming up talking to me. We was going deep and all over the place a little bit. But I liked it. I liked the conversation. Maybe we can do a TI meetup here in Texas. After or before the eclipse. Did y'all see the picture I dropped in the community section? They selling the eclipse. Don't y'all take y'all behind outside during that eclipse. Stay in the house. You ain't nothing to see here. There's nothing to see out here with this eclipse. If they got the National Guard and all this, stay your behind in the house. Get you some popcorn and watch TV or do what you do in the house. Okay, don't take y'all behind outside. Y'all gonna be running from that doggone y'all remember that thing I showed y'all? Some of y'all didn't see it. I'm gonna pull it up now. Don't be scared either.
Check this out.
Don't be scared. Okay? Y'all stay y'all behind. Hold on. Let me let me see something. I'm gonna go to the private chat and see if you can see this. Oh, I can't go to the private chat because you're not in the. Hold on for a minute. You couldn't find me on Facebook. What is my email for the? I have an email for this particular channel. I can't never remember it. Hold on, y'all. Let's pause for the cause, and then I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm answering this question real quick. I think it is this. Hold on. I gotta go look it up. I gotta look it up. Uh-oh. Hold on. Did I put the doggone email out there once before? Hold on, y'all. I'm coming back. I have to look at my channel email. Oh. Okay, hold on. I'll put it in the regular chat. Let me get. Okay, close out this. I'll put it in here. But it should be listed in some of my older videos, but I know that's a pain going through the archives. So it's the channel name. Hold on, this backlight is like woo-wee. Can't see. Okay, there. There. I didn't see your Facebook, but there's an email to this channel, Truth Serum. You got it? Okay, hit me up. And hit me up tonight and let me see if it go through, or tomorrow, whenever you get a chance. Then we can link up on the Facebook, because I know we were talking and everything. Okay, yeah, let me tell y'all something. I was getting ready to show y'all something real quick. I don't know if I deleted it or... We were talking about spiritual realm. If you're spiritual, do you believe that there's creatures? Has the veil dropped? Did y'all see this video that I pushed out? A couple of y'all have. Hold on, let me turn this back around. Y'all seen this video? This man was scared. He was calling because it's this creature. Oh, hold on.
I need you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? A bit. Yeah. All right, you're not gonna believe this.
Oh, the camera's in the way.
Video now. People think I'm nuts. It's on video. It's playing right now. This thing's coming up to the steps in my backyard, Mike. It's like a weird demonic looking thing, and it's...
Oh, y'all can't see it.
And it's all scratched out.
Camera's in the way.
It's the second time this happened this week. And as I'm talking to you, this is all on recorded. It's they're recording the video? Yeah, right now. It's on the video. It doesn't see me. I'm sitting back and I can still see out the window really good. You should see it? No, I can't, but it's looking around like something out of a weird sci-fi movie. This thing is freaky. No, it's an evil entity. This thing's like wicked looking, but it's a human form though. You gotta wait until you see the video. I got it on video. This is like one out of a million things.
Right, yeah.
People they won't think I'm crazy no more. Wait till you see this. Oh my God, it's like, you should see this thing, like, oh my God.
Right there.
Like a gargoyle. It's like a gargoyle, man. And it's like,
and it's up here in the shadow.
It came out of those weeds. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, no, it's a demonic creature. It's not human.
The people, I'm gonna let you call it. I had to turn off the lights, y'all, because you couldn't see the doggone videos. Let me turn back on the light. I'm gonna let you call it. And you stay behind in the house of the day of the eclipse. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna forewarn you on that, because I don't know what's gonna pop off if they got nuclear folks, squads and all that stationed in some hot spots. Oh, and then I wanted to tell you another thing about the eclipse. This is just an open mic, just a chit chat. I've been around the world on all these topics tonight, so it's nothing in particular we're talking about. But do y'all know the name Nebia? Have y'all ever heard of that? Especially for people who may know the Bible. Nebia, Jonah. Oh my gosh, it just hit me. OMG, it just hit me. Nebia. Do y'all know Nebia? Remember when I told you guys that I felt that I was supposed to be speaking, I was supposed to be talking, but I was running from demons, all this, I was truly running from spirit, demons, okay? That's no joke. But on top of that, not doing what I know I was supposed to do, or sometimes when I get visions, I've shared them with you guys here, but something just hit me so tough. There's cities that are in the pathway of this eclipse. And these cities are Nivea. And while I have, let me see if I can pull this up while y'all are on here, so we can look at this together. Nivea, Noah, I mean, Nibia, Jonah, Jonah in the well, Jonah in the well. You know, he didn't want to do what the Most High told him to do, right? And he was running from his mission, his assignment, right? And what happened to Jonah? Jonah uh, tried to not just escape from his assignment. Was on the boat, and they tossed him over because there was a storm. The Most High sent the storm a rocking, and they tossed Jonah off that boat. We say, you got to get off this boat, partner, because the storm is here because of you. You causing all this chaos. You didn't disturb the atmosphere. I done told y'all, some of y'all chosen ones, y'all be disturbing the atmosphere. And sometimes if you're running from your purpose, you might disturb the atmosphere, and people be like, oh no, you got to get up out of here. And so that's what they told Jonah. You got to go. And threw his behind over into the water. And what happened to him? A big old, they say, well, fish, however you call it. It was some big old sea life swallow his behind up. And where was he headed? Where did the Most High told him he needed to go? Nivea. Oh my goodness. You sent the email? Okay, I'm going to check it. Nivea. The Most High had told Jonah, you go to Nivea and you tell Nivea to get it together. Because, okay, y'all. You tell Nivea to get it together and repent. Because if they don't repent, I'm coming to destroy the city. Nivea. Y'all, it didn't go through? Let me see. Hold on. I might have spelled it wrong. You know, I can't see. Yeah. Let me double check the spelling. Oh, I'm missing an E. It's missing an E. Ethereal. It's missing an E in there. It's ETHEREAL. Put an E in there in ethereal. It's stuff so doggone tiny, it don't make no sense. Nivea. Put an E in there, True Serum, and let me know what it do. And I'll type it in again. Because I'm on a roll. I think I done hit on something. Let's go to Google. Let's take it to Google. What cities? No, that's not what I want to ask. How do I want to ask this question? The eclipse of 2020. Look here. The eclipse of 2024. What cities will it cross the city of Nivea in the United States? I didn't know how to ask that question because it's so bizarre. The eclipse 20 child. The eclipse of 2024. Y'all, OMG. Let me stop clowning because this might be a little scary, y'all. This might be a little scary. Y'all, there are cities in the United States called Nivea. Y'all want to see? Okay, let me see. Hold on. We're written some very detailed information about viewing the 2024 eclipse from areas surrounding Nivea, Indiana, U.S. Okay. Y'all sit down, hold on, and buckle up tight. Because this is serious. Now, I said the X marks the spot because the times are changing, right? Because a new cycle is coming. Jonah had to go to Nineveh to tell them to repent. The United States has done people dirty, and they've done the children of Israel dirty, and they should be repenting. But I doubt if they're going to repent, because did they repent when Moses said, "Let my people go"? Heck to the no. In Egypt, heck to the no. They didn't repent. They didn't say. Pharaoh was like, "No, no." What did he do? Guys, I kid you not. Let me go get my book out the car. My little notebook. Y'all know I have sticky stuff, sticky pads everywhere. But I got a sticky pad in the car because I was gonna produce a video. There are so many cities with the name from Africa, like yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Hold on for it. Y'all gonna see. Let me go and get this out the car. Oh, wait. Oh my God. This is interesting. Turn back on the light. Turn on the light. Oh my goodness, people. Y'all see my other little sticky book? This book ain't got nothing but little sticky pads in it. A notepad book. Because when I'm driving, just thoughts come to a sister. I gotta write it down. And what I write on here, look up the signs of Jonah. If you think I'm lying, think again. You witnessing this puzzle piece come together and right before your eyes. It says, my little sticky note. Look up the sign of Jonah. And it has, and I wrote down because I was in the car trying to write. There you go. There you go. I got it pulled. Thank you for helping. Yes, sir. And I wrote this today, y'all, because I was going to do a video regarding the eclipse, just a follow up from something I had heard. And so I wrote down Matthew 12:30 through 42. Can y'all see that? Look up the signs of John. I know it's backwards. Does this thing have a mirroring? Let me see if it. Sorry, y'all. Let me see if I can mirror this. Probably not. Yes, sir. Thanks for looking that up for me. No mirror. Okay, forget about it. Y'all get the idea. I wrote this down today. Look up the signs of Jonah. And it's my little sticky, it's my little notepad. I gotta be right, because thoughts just come to a sister. They just come to a sister. I ain't lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And I ain't flying. I'm sitting right here with y'all. The eclipse that is coming is crossing over the cities of Nineveh. Nineveh is a city that Jonah was supposed to go and tell the people. He had a mission from the Most High. And remember, I did a video a while back telling y'all I've been running like Jonah. I've been running because I've been trying to. I don't want to be coming and talking to y'all because y'all don't believe doo-doo stink half the time. I've been running like Jonah. I ain't want to speak. And he was supposed to go to Nineveh and tell them people in Nineveh, repent, because the Most High, he about to destroy this city. This is gonna be a wrap for Nineveh if you don't repent. And so he didn't want to do it. He got on the boat. He disrupted the atmosphere. The sailors on the boat threw his behind over off the boat, right? And he wound up in the water in the belly of the whale. I'm just gonna call it a whale. Call it what you like. He wound up in the belly of the whale. Who know how long he... I'm telling y'all this because something's been on my mind. Something's on my mind. Have y'all heard of the 3 days of darkness? People might have been talking about the 3 days of darkness that are supposed to come. I've heard about it. I've heard about it. I heard about it. I heard about it. I couldn't put my finger on it, y'all. I couldn't find the actual in the Bible where it talked about the 3 days of darkness. The only place I could find regarding the 3 days of darkness was when Egypt was under the plagues. It was the 9th plague. Do y'all remember the 9th plague? It was the 9th plague. You know, when Moses kept going to say, let my people go. And they was like, no, no, no. The 9th plague, it was so freaking dark outside. The darkness was so freaking thick. You could hear the darkness. The darkness felt like it was touching you. This is how dark it was. That's kind of scary. The darkness feels like it's touching you. The darkness, you can hear the darkness. Oh, Father in heaven. Wee. Y'all, I hope y'all listening. I hope y'all listening. In Georgia State. Yes. Look, these got my head itching. I've been trying to figure out what's up with this 3 days of darkness, because people have been talking about 3 days of darkness is coming, 3 days of darkness. And I'm like, what is this 3 days of darkness? It doesn't say anything in the Bible particular other than there was 3 days of darkness in Egypt right before the children of Egypt they let them go, right? Pay attention, hold on tight. Jonah was supposed to go to Nineveh. He wound up going after he left out of the belly of the whale. I'm going somewhere with this, so you got to put the puzzle pieces together. Jonah was in the belly of the whale. How many days was Jonah in the belly of the whale? I'm just going to cut to the chase. 3 days. Jonah was in the belly of the whale 3 days, in the darkness of the belly of the whale for 3 days. Follow me. Do you think it was sunlight in the belly of the whale? No. It was darkness in the belly of the whale. He stayed in the belly of the whale for 3 days. I keep hearing people say this 3 days of darkness. Hold on. Let me do this real quick before I run out of, before my battery runs out. I listened to 2 people today as I was driving. And one is that lady I've let you guys listen to before. Right? The lady who has the prophet. She's like a prophet, right? And then I listened to this channel that I always listen to. Well, not always, but in my past, I've listened to it off and on. It's called The Truth Unedited. Okay? These 2 channels, if I'm lying, I'm flying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I'm going to show you. You're going to hear it better than I can show you. The first one, the lady talked about the eclipse. And that's why I was gonna talk to you guys again. Let me see if I can find her. And this was just today. The prophet, the master's voice. I think that's her channel name. Hold on. Come on. The master's voice. Hold on, y'all. So I was listening to her, and she was talking about the eclipse. And she was talking about so her prophecy, she was recapping, and she was talking about the eclipse and the 3 days of darkness. So I'm gonna let y'all listen to it. Here we go. They got
Hello
quick.
again, and welcome to the Master's Voice.
Listen to this.
I am Celestial, and you are welcome to this channel. To old and new subscribers alike, you are welcome. Please check the three dots menu above or just at the bottom to adjust your viewing settings if it's not streaming for you properly. Everything for the videos concerning the Master's Voice End Times Prophecy blog channel, which is this YouTube
I'm
channel
gonna fast
you're
forward
currently
it.
watching. Channels on Rumble,
This
on
one,
BitChute, and on
the title is called "The Days of Darkness," but there's no prophecy talking about the 3 days of darkness. But there isn't. Follow me with this because it just hit me just now. Listen to what she says first.
right hand. So go ahead and show a little love to those channels. Share them with your friends who perhaps may no longer be using YouTube for personal reasons.
Hold on, let me.
Setting. The fact that you've never heard them doesn't mean that they're not.
Okay.
Halloween and things like Zombie Night and things like Sun and No Moon and No Stars for 3 days. There was this.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. Y'all listen to this real quick.
Standing before God much faster than you and God intended. So today's word is about darkness. Today the Lord spoke to me very early and said, Celestial, you will make one video about the coming darkness. And I have to say, this is a theme that I was not really paying attention to as I was listing the Lord's prophecies. He would mention it here and there, but because the Lord sometimes mentions up to 5 different topics in a single prophecy, I transcribed them and I would pay no attention to the fact that I keep writing about darkness. And so today he said that I will make just the one video about this darkness. And I went over the blog and I saw that I've covered some of the videos about darkness already. So one of them is called The Silver Mist, where I said that I saw that the earth became dark for a period of 3 days. For 3 days, we did not have real sun, real moon, or stars. I'll start there. For 3 days in the dream that the Lord gave me that is titled The Silver Mist, there was no sun and no moon. I was standing on a plane watching the sky with a family member of mine. And as we watched, there was no sun and no moon and no stars for 3 days. There was this fake artificial lighting in the sky that was very foggy, and there seemed to be light coming from one portion of the sky, but I can't even say it was light in a circular shape like the sun is supposed to be. It was just this fake day that we were getting that wasn't real sun, and at night it was so pitch black. This false lighting went away, and it was terribly dark. And so that is one prophecy that I wrote about darkness, and I did not really pay attention to the fact that it was 3 days and 3 nights in that dream. In another set of prophecies, I think this is called Isaiah 13, part 1 and part 2, and I will just read it here. It's just one tiny portion. The Lord gave me all of Isaiah 13 to teach on camera, and I did. I shared every word that he said about how judgment would come to America concerning it. But there is a part that he said would come to the whole world, and I'll read it out now. Verse 10. Well, let me read verse 9 and 10, because you can't separate sin from these situations and occurrences and experiences that I'm speaking about. Behold, the day of the Lord comes, cruel, with both wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he will destroy its sinners from it. For the stars of heaven and their constellations will not give their light. The sun will be darkened in its going forth, and the moon will not cause its light to shine. I'll just read verse 11 as well. I will punish the world for its evil and the wicked for their iniquity. I will halt the arrogance of the proud, and I will lay low all the haughtiness of the terrible. And so when I was sharing in the Isaiah 13 videos, I did indeed come to this part where the Lord had said that the earth will lie in darkness for a period. The stars of heaven and all the constellations up there are not going to shine. So one of the things that perhaps we don't rely on so much now in the modern world is using the stars and the constellations for travel. In the old days, when this was written, this was a very terrible, terrible time that the Lord was speaking of to the ancient peoples, because almost every single thing that they did in their society was based on the movement of sun and star and moon.
And let me pause this right quick.
Things were very important.
When you hear people tell you don't look or pay attention to the stars, the moon, then these people are not, especially if they're saying that they follow the Most High or Yah, because he put them up there as signs and symbols. Okay, nobody's practicing no kind of witchcraft or anything like that. When he said, I put them up there for signs and seasons and symbols, and you don't look up. Come on, man. You might be not on the up and up. Okay, so I just wanted to say that real quick. Hold on, let's go.
To these people when they were on the seas, because they didn't have sophisticated technology like sonar and radar and tracking and Wi-Fi and all those things. And so for God to say that there would be no stars in the heavens and no constellation and no sun and no moon.
I got to interrupt one more time when she said, look, y'all have been on my live. Some of y'all were on my live when I came in last year and was telling y'all there is no moon up in the sky. I went outside and showed y'all there was no moon up in the doggone sky. Unless I'm in a different dimension than y'all are, I can't call it. There was no moon in the sky. And this happened several times, okay? But we're going to keep it rolling. Let's go.
This rightly to be very terrible judgments of a God who is angry about, as he says, the world and its evil, the wickedness and the iniquity of people, the arrogance and the pride that is in the heart of people, and how haughty people have become. There's this misconception that pride is something that you can easily see. Pride must be those people who are moving around with the designer brand names and showing off how thick their money clips are and things like that. But pride can be as simple and innocuous as not wanting to listen when somebody is telling you not to go to the hospital and take something that you don't need because it might kill you later in life or do harmful things to you. Pride is when your family member is trying to tell you something is coming, something that is outside your known perspective, your available knowledge. Your family member, your friend, your coworker, or even a stranger who may be trying to share information with you, such as myself, is telling you that there are times coming that will stretch the believability and the ability of most people. Pride can be as simple as saying, I don't want to listen to this because I don't think it's true. It doesn't sound true. She doesn't look credible. I'm not buying this. That's pride. Pride is basically when the glass is too full for you to pour anything else in. And so basically with that empty glass, when the smashing of glass and the cracking of glass times come, it will be much too late to start scrambling for the information that proud and arrogant people need to save their lives. And so in Isaiah 13, the Lord is saying that we will not have stars nor constellations nor the sun and the moon. And in the book of Revelation, it talks about one of the things that will affect the sun, such as the sun will go dark. So this could either be the sun not being fully on anymore. A portion of it will become dim, meaning that the light the sun makes will be of a lesser quality. Just think of, if possible, a light bulb that was able to, you know, those dimmer light bulbs, if you don't put it on at full strength, it will give a much dimmer type of light. So that may be what happens to the sun in the final days, not regarding darkness. Or it might be that when it says the sun will probably have a third or only 2/3 of its light, that could actually mean that the sun will only be up for a third or 2/3 of its normal time period. So instead of giving us a 12-hour day as it's supposed to, and then we get the rest of the time being dark, the sun may give a third of that or 2/3 of that, which means that the earth will start to spend longer periods in darkness. Now, if you add to this prophecies that have already spoken about how lawless the earth will become, how savage, heartless, cold, selfish, and murdering people will be, how does it sound to know that the sun will be going down at 2 or 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. and then there's this long stretch before you get the next morning? And so, two prophecies I will look out here where the Lord did speak very clearly about darkness, and I did not notice it at the time. Both of them I received in September 2020. This first one is called Hear the Lord and Be Saved. And I'm not covering the entire prophecy because the majority of it is teaching. I am just coming to the part where the Lord highlighted to me that darkness is mentioned. Just a moment. This is the declaration of the Lord. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, but there shall be no sign given unto it, except the sign of the prophet Jonah. And he left them and departed. Matthew 16 and verse 4. Gosh. No sign will be given to this adulterous generation except the sign of the prophet Jonah. As Jonah was 3 days in the belly of the whale in total darkness, so shall this entire earth be dark at a future.
Did y'all get the puzzle piece? Did you get the puzzle piece? Y'all seen it hit me before we even got to her. Y'all didn't get the puzzle piece. I was talking about the doggone eclipse and how it's crossing over the city called Nivea in the United States. Jonah was to go to Nivea and tell Nivea to repent, or the Most High would destroy Nivea. Jonah stayed 3 days in the belly of the whale because he did not want to complete that mission, right? He didn't want to complete that mission. They threw him over into the ocean because he was disturbing the atmosphere, causing the storms to come. They threw him in the ocean. The darkness for Jonah was in the belly of the whale. Okay, guys? Now, in our times, it speaks about people who will be looking for signs, because Israel, aka Black folk, Israel, aka African American folks, just like in Christ days, they was boastful, hard-headed. They wanted signs, and just like some Gentiles, they want signs. They was getting all the miracles and things happening. They want signs. And the Most High said, the only sign them people getting in the end times is the sign of Jonah. I've heard that time and time again, and it just hit me today, right now, as we are on this live stream together. And you're gonna listen to that, and you just heard her say, also, he's only gonna give one sign. And it's going to be the sign of Jonah. And I also was telling y'all, I keep hearing other people talk about the 3 days of darkness, but that was never in the Bible. But it was. The sign of Jonah is when he was in the belly of the whale for 3 days. But the Catholic people, they got some bogus prophecy about the 3 days of darkness that is not what is in the Bible. The sign of Jonah is the 3 days of darkness. Ooh, do you get it? It's a puzzle piece. Now, this ain't no prophecy coming to me. I'm just putting the puzzle pieces together because y'all got to get X marks the spot, and it's over Nivea here in America. That crossing will cross the city of Nivea, and I'm gonna show y'all. And True Stern pulled it up for me. Let me find it. And right here, he pulled it up for me as well. When I was telling you guys about Nivea, the eclipse is crossing over, but nobody there ain't been no Jonah saying repent. Well, there has been people. Let me take that back. Let me take that back. people on the streets, people, street preachers, and you done saw them out there. Whomever been telling people, get right, get right. Ain't nobody listening. Ain't nobody listening. Now, I told y'all when I came and I did my video, and I said, this eclipse is a definite sign that the times are changing. The cycles are changing here, right? There's a new cycle. The copper people, the folks that you call black folk, that's actually brown, there's a cycle switching, and they will be in rulership come this new cycle, right? And that's what I was referring to in my last live stream that I did with you guys when I was in the studio. But I wanted to talk about Jonah. So that's why I showed you my sticky note, what I wrote down in the car earlier today. Because I've always heard that the only sign that we would get in the last days is the sign of Jonah. But I didn't know, like, I know Jonah in the well, but I never knew what was the sign of Jonah until she said the 3 days, because her video is actually talking about darkness. But she said Jonah was in the belly of the well for 3 days. We, as we know it, are in spiritual Egypt here in the Americas. Okay, they're even finding. I had a conversation with a true sermon. They're even finding, what do they call it, like artifacts and things of pyramids and things in the Grand Canyon. We are in the spiritual Egypt. Nivea, this is, it's just like I can just see it like whoop, 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 whoop. Puzzle is coming together quickly. So Nivea, they repented. America has not repented. They don't even want to give y'all black behinds any reparations, let alone repent for the bloodshed that has been in this land. Spiritual Nivea. But it actually has a city called Nivea here that the doggone eclipse is coming to X out. Okay? The only sign of the end times will be the sign of Jonah. Everybody has been saying, prepare for these 3 days of darkness. So I even told you guys, darkness is coming. It could be, I've always said it as a solar flare or a EMP attack. That's what I've always told you. I've never said it in the biblical sense that the Catholics have said that this 3 days of darkness, because I couldn't find it in the Bible. Only 3 days of darkness that I knew was when the Israelites were getting close to their exodus. And we here as Israel coming into the awakening are getting closer to our exodus. And there is going to be a second exodus. I am getting freaking goosebumps on my arms. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see the goosebumps? Can y'all see the goosebumps on my arms? Can y'all see the little hairs on my arms raising? I'm getting literally goosebumps. We are getting ready for a second exodus, and the time is flipping. So you heard her talk about the 3 days of darkness, and it will be as the sign of Jonah. That's the only sign us as Israel will get, Gentiles will get. The Most High said, I'm not giving y'all no special fireworks in the sky, all this, that, and you get one sign, and it's the sign of Jonah. 3 days of darkness, guys. Boom. Boom. That is the prophecy. The sign of Jonah is 3 days of darkness. Okay, so we're going to move on because I'm going to go to this other God I was listening to.
Period. At a future period.
Get off of her real quick. I'm going to go to Truth. What is this channel called? I've always listened to him because he hadn't heard about. I've heard about the 3 days of darkness from a Christian aspect, but I've always knew darkness was coming as far as the solar flare or an EMP, and that's what I've always told you guys here. I never pushed it as a Christian prophecy. Okay, so the truth unedited. He talks about the title of this is The Truth About the Eclipse and the Coming 3 Days of Darkness. So let's listen to what he has to say.
I was 17 years old when I took over my family's small farm.
Okay.
Today, we find...
Okay, so we're going to listen to him real quick, okay?
There has been a lot going on recently. A lot of events that keep pointing to the fact that something unexpected and life-changing is on the way. Like AT&T goes down for a day with no real explanation why. I can't remember a time when that ever happened. Then a week or two later, Facebook and Instagram go down with no real explanation as well. But they're speaking about cable lines being cut in the Red Sea. We see banks failing again exactly a year after the banking crisis started in 2023.
Okay, where my pen at?
And
We're going to
Bitcoin
speed
and
it
gold
up.
keeps climbing like they're...
From Texas to Maine.
Okay, hold on.
And the thing is that amongst all of these things, there will be an eclipse over the United States in the beginning of April that seems to be getting a lot of attention, and rightfully so.
A cosmic event for the ages, shaping up to be the hottest ticket in town. On April 8th, a total eclipse of the sun will plunge millions of viewers from daylight into darkness for more than 4 captivating minutes in parts of the country. And excitement is already building as so-called eclipse tourists rush to book travel to be in its path.
Literally, the stars are aligning.
The total eclipse will span a 115-mile wide path across 13 states from Texas to Maine. That's nearly twice as wide as the last major eclipse in 2017. And it will also last twice as long. Towns and cities lucky enough to be in the path of totality.
I'm going to show y'all this.
From daylight into darkness for more than 4 captivating minutes in parts of the country. And excitement is already building as so-called eclipse tourists rush to book travel to be in its path.
Literally, the stars are aligning.
The total eclipse...
Okay, hold on. I'm going to show y'all this. Indiana, that's going up by... Oh, my goodness. New York City and all that. Hold on for a minute. Y'all need to see this right here. Oops, I'm sorry, I keep doing that. Let me turn y'all around real quick. Okay, let me get y'all. Oh, I got to go turn off the lights and all that because it's a glare. Hold on, let me turn this light off. Okay. Y'all, look at the map. Oh, y'all see what happened? The devil is a liar. Do y'all see what happened? Do y'all see what happened? And this is plugged in. I'm going to show y'all. Hold on. Let me show y'all something. Y'all see this thing, battery said it's gone. Do y'all see this thing is plugged in? You see it's plugged in. The devil is a liar. He didn't want me to show y'all the map. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. Let me turn this light back on. That's crazy, y'all. Did y'all see that? The thing is plugged in, but it went off. Okay. The eclipse. I'm gonna have to put this together on a video, and we're gonna have to. I'll have to do a live stream tomorrow so I can have everything together so you can see. You know how I like for you to flip it like a book to make it easy. You don't have to put it together like a puzzle piece like I'm doing for you tonight. I will put it together for you and we'll do a live stream tomorrow and just focus on the follow-up. Okay, y'all. Nivea, Indiana I'm glad you pulled that up for me, Truth Serum. He said, it's in Nivea, it's in Indiana. When I said, where's Nivea at? There's a city called Nivea that the eclipse is crossing. And it's it's Indiana, going up towards New York City, up that way, that final crossing. Didn't I tell y'all? And I just saying, this not like a prophecy or anything like this. This is just puzzle pieces that I'm putting together. So I don't want y'all going around, don't run in the street saying I'm prophesying about nothing. I'm just telling y'all this puzzle piece that I'm putting together. Okay, so don't get it twisted. The Most High ain't come and say, Nicole, ethereal, say this. No, it ain't none of that. This is a puzzle piece. Okay, the eclipse is going to cross. It's going to go through Texas, Oklahoma, and curve up through Indiana, Nivea, Indiana, up into New York. Remember I talked about water and didn't I tell you some places have already declared a national disaster? Man, I got to do some research tonight. Y'all, these folks know something's about to pop off. Stay y'all behind in the house. Don't go outside trying to look at this doggone eclipse. Something this way come, and it's not going to be pretty. I don't know what it's going to do. If there is any nuclear sites up that, I know we have one in Texas. I don't know if there's one in Oklahoma. Something is going to pop off, and it ain't looking pretty, y'all. When so I was listening to these two people today when I was out and about. And I wish you could have heard him, but y'all seen it cut off on me. That ain't nothing but y'all seen it. Y'all seen the doggone thing is plugged up. I don't know why the battery is dead, other than it's being drained. You know, when your device is drained super, super fast, and especially if they're plugged up, you know that they're hacked, right? I just wanted to put that out there. They're hacked. Yeah. That means they didn't want me to show you guys that information because it's plugged in. There's no need to be dead. But anyway, the city of Nivea is in Indiana. Okay. The Most High, the only sign he said he was given in the end times was the sign of Jonah. I have heard that so many times in my life. Are you going to come back on for me? Come back on. I'm going to leave you alone. Look like it's trying to come back. Yeah, because you heard me talking about you. Look at it. It wants to come back on. Y'all think I'm playing? I am not playing with y'all when I say they mess with my stuff. I say they mess with my devices. Look at it. Now it wants to act like it wants to come back on. You see? But look down here. It's plugged up. It shouldn't have gone dead at all. At all. And it's drained. That's crazy. But I'm gonna let it sit because they're probably just playing with me, hoping I turn it on so they can flip it back off. So the only sign the Most High is giving to any of us is the sign of Jonah. I've been saying, there's going to be a solar flash, solar flare. Solar flares have been happening, by the way, or an EMP attack that would cause darkness, that would cause, those are the only things I've been pushing, because I didn't even want to push or talk about the 3 days of darkness in a biblical aspect, because I just could not find it in the Bible, other than when the Israelites were getting closer to being free in Egypt, there was 3 days of darkness, right? That's the only thing I could find at the time. But then today, when I was listening to the Master's Voice, her channel, the Master's Voice, she's a prophet, um, and she was just talking about darkness. She didn't say the 3 days of darkness like everybody is saying. She mentioned Jonah, okay, and how Jonah was in the belly of the whale for 3 days. Ain't no sunshine in the belly of the whale. It's 3 days of darkness in the belly of the whale. The Most High said the only sign that you all will get in the end time to let you know that it's the end times, because there's going to be signs in the sky, is the sign of Jonah. 3 days of darkness, my people, my peeps. That's where it was. That's the clue I was missing. I was thinking, Jonah, are we going to see a whale in the sky? Are we going to see 3 days of darkness? That is the only sign you're going to get to let you know. Now, will it happen after the eclipse or the day of the eclipse? I don't know. I don't know. I can't call it, but they know something. They've already told you guys communications are going to be uh, jammed up. You might not be able to communicate. Fill up your cars. Have your car tank on full. Have water. Have this, that. Nuclear hazmat teams have been deployed. For, all this for an eclipse? Hmm. Maybe they studying the Bible more than you think they are. Maybe they studying, not, they might not be studying the exact Bible, because all of this is scrambled eggs, like I done told you guys. They just, you studying stuff they want you to know. They studying the real deal, the official uh, Dead Sea Scrolls, the tablets, everything they stole from Alexandria, the Library of Alexandria. When they burnt down that library and they stole all of that information. Yahweh Shai went and studied at the Library of Alexandria. Yeah, he went and studied there. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. They burnt that down and stole all that information, but it's so-called burnt down. So these people know things that you don't know. I'm shocked that they would even give you a heads up to prepare, because normally they don't give you a heads up, or they give you a short notice. This might be a short notice, right? Anyway, your sign that you may be looking for, that the Most High said he would give you, and only one sign, is the sign of Jonah. If you can give me a different explanation of that sign, please feel free to drop it in the comments. I've heard of that. I've heard of this 3 days of darkness that comes from a Catholic prophecy, but I just chalked that up to nothing. It isn't that they didn't know. They love making breakfast food out of truth. They love scrambling those eggs, right? They knew about those 3 days of darkness. But how about they just didn't want to give it to you, like the Most High said? I'll give you one sign, and it will be the sign of Jonah. Y'all break it down. Those are my puzzle pieces. Those are my I'm like Indiana Jones around here, the treasure hunter. Y'all remember that movie? Probably don't. I'm gonna try to put this together so it can flow more smoothly, so you can understand it, and maybe you can make decisions. But what I suggest is don't make any sudden moves on that day, just to see what plays out, right? And you should always be prepared. I've always, you know, linked on preparedness for anything, not just because of the hype that might be going on in society, but just being prepared, right? Um, but I don't know if I've ever said what I've heard people have said about the 3 days of darkness. And it's that scrambled eggs that they in the kitchen cooking up eggs and biscuits and scrambled eggs, right? In Egypt, it spoke about the 3 days of darkness, that it was so dark outside that you could feel the darkness. You could hear the darkness, right? Now, I say to you this, that they've taken, and this is my belief, because they love to scramble those eggs up. The Most High's people in Egypt were protected, and they had light, right? Where other people didn't have light. So in Egypt, you heard atrocities, screaming, and all of this going on because entities were out and things were happening and people didn't know, confusion. You know what I'm saying? It's so dark, the darkness, they felt the touch of the darkness. Now that's some creepiness right there in and of itself. So those scrambled eggs, I'm telling you, that is regurgitated when you hear the 3 days of darkness being trying to be described on these internet platforms, and people who are not really taking it out of a biblical text or biblical aspect, or it could be coming from the Catholic, Roman Catholic aspect, and you know that ain't nothing but scrambled egg, honey. That's powdered eggs, if you want to know the truth. That's water and powder. You might hear people say, if the 3 days of darkness happens, not to look out your windows. You might have even saw movies along this aspect. I believe The Birdcage is one of the movies. If I'm correct, look up The Birdcage. If the 3 days of darkness happens, not to look out your window, not to go outside, stay in the house for 3 days or longer until day breaks, right? This is something I would suggest if these 3 days of darkness does occur, because there were things that happened in Egypt when the 3 days of darkness fell upon Egypt and lives were lost, right? So let's just take it from the aspect of Egypt and the Israelites. They are coming into their freedom, and these plagues are happening. Plagues are happening. Plagues are happening now, my people, my peeps. You just don't see them all happen in boom, boom, boom sequence, 1, 2, 3, because they're happening worldwide, because the children of Israel are scattered. Okay? So that's why you see tornadoes of mosquitoes over in India. That's why you're seeing earthquakes over in this place and diverse places, right? The 3 days of darkness, stay your behind in the house. Don't be looking out your windows, because you might see aborigines. You might see things that appear. Um, when I spoke of running from demons and you being hard-headed and not being covered, because see, I was running from demons, but I'm not here oppressed are taken over, because the Most High was that was the lesson. This is real, okay? Mine was more of a lesson. Yours might not be a lesson. Yours might be a punishment, a sentence. Okay? There's a difference. Have your provisions in your house. Whether it be 3 days of darkness, whether it be an EMP, or whether it be a solar flare. If darkness comes, be prepared not to go out in these streets, because it's going to be anarchy, regardless if it's spiritual entities, or if it's people who spirits are driving their machines, called their vessels. Just be wise in these times. That's all I'm saying. There's another thing people were saying, that call your family members, let them know. And if you got to do it in a joking manner, do it in a joking manner. Look, call them up. Look, y'all know that eclipse is coming. Yeah. Now look here, John. Y'all know y'all my only family members. Don't look. I'm not having no visitors the day of the eclipse, or 3 or 4 days after, if it's dark outside. John laughing like it's funny. Boy, you crazy girl. What you do? I'm just telling you. Don't come to my house, John. Don't come to my house, John. You hear me? If the eclipse happen and it go dark, or if a solar flare, if the imp, don't come to my house, because I'm telling you this because they say that entities will manifest, right? And John, you might be prepared. You might be in the house. You got your shades tight, your blackout curtains going. And all of a sudden you hear John outside talking about, let me in, homeboy. Girl, it's me, John. I'm at the door. Let me in. I came over because the lights went out. John, you gonna have to stay outside. Don't even speak to John. You gonna act like you ain't home. You feel me? Because that might not be John outside. Okay? That might be something else acting like it's John. But you done forewarned John. Don't look at it. If you got more than John as your family, I call everybody that speak to me, or halfway call themselves speaking to me. Call everybody who call themselves halfway talking to me, you like me, or halfway like me. I don't know. But I'm calling you. Look, don't bring your butt over to my house. This eclipse is coming. I know y'all always said I was a little cold. You always said I was off a little bit. So just chalk this up on the board too. Just write this down on the board too. Okay. Don't bring your behind over to my house, because if you come to my house, nobody's gonna be answering no doors. Okay. And look, just because and you might have some hard-headed parents, family members, think was a game. Then ran they behind outside. Now they running from real demons that they manifested, and now they banging. They your real parents. It's not funny. Y'all know I got the giggles. My spirit is so joyful. I laugh sometimes when I talk. So they banging outside, because they've been running from doggone spirits down the street, because they done lollygag their butt outside, and now they scared, and they gonna have to bang y'all. You open that door if you want to. That's all I got to say. You know, they gonna call you crazy anyway. They've been calling you crazy, haven't they? You targeted individuals know more about that than most, right? So that was just my chit chat for tonight. I will try to I'm coming. Where you coming? You so silly. You coming? You better let me know. You better come ahead of time, because I ain't answering the door. You better come ahead of time, partner, because whoever ain't locked down in here with me, y'all go now. What I want your homework is to go rent the Bird Cage. I believe that was the movie, The Bird Cage. Okay, um, and see how they covered their windows and all that. These people be giving y'all signs at the time, but I'm out, y'all. I'll try to come back tomorrow with a broadcast and put it all together, and then you can see it. It'll be like a picture book for you all. And I'm out, and much, much love.